Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, please consider subscribing, and if you're not new, thank you guys so much for coming back. I really appreciate your support. Today we're going to be talking about my December perfume rotation. I can't call it my December perfume tray because that would be a lie. I don't have a tray, but these are basically the fragrances that I have been wearing on repeat this month and that I will be wearing for the holidays. So if you guys want to see my December favorites, which might be like my favorite fragrances of all time, because this is when I reach for like my most decadent, delicious, gourmand scents, then just keep on watching. In no particular order, let's start with BDK's Rouge Smoking. This bottle is so simple but beautiful. I love the color of the juice. I didn't wear this one as much as I wanted to last year because she was hidden, and I'm the type of person that, like, if I can't see something, it doesn't get the love that it deserves. So I feel like that's why this year I pulled this out, and I'm going to keep it like in plain sight so that I can wear it, because I'm so obsessed with this. This is one of my all-time favorite scents. All-time favorite. This smells kind of like cherry Coke. It's cherry, but it's also, think of like cinnamon hearts. It's like a creamy cinnamon hearts because it has like this spicy cinnamon almost mixed with like this sweet creaminess just to like balance out and like soften up that spiciness. So it's kind of like spicy but sweet, a little bit creamy, kind of like cherry Coke, honestly. But it's so delicious. It's so freaking like intoxicating, addicting. It's sexy. I love it. My only complaint about this is that when I wear it, I have to overspray it because it doesn't project the way that I want it to. Like, you can smell it if you come close to me, but I overspray it because I want you to be able to smell it. Like, I wish it was one of those fragrances that, okay, maybe not like take over a room, but I wish it projected more because I want everybody else to be as intoxicated by it, as addicted to it as I am, because I'm literally addicted to that. That's one of my all-time favorites. And then let's talk about this one. This I always wear. My husband got me this for Christmas a few years ago, and so it's special, but that's not why I love it. I love it because I always wear this to Christmas markets and anything like Christmassy that I do in December that's outside. I wear this because I feel like this performs so well. And this is a huge compliment getter. This is like a spiced vanilla. This is spiced. It's a little bit oriental. It's soft but loud, if that makes any sense. Like, it's not cloying and it doesn't take over a room, but it definitely gets attention, and I feel like it smells different than a lot of fragrances out there. I think there's cardamom in here, so that gives it like this spiciness. It's definitely a spiced kind of bougie oriental vanilla. It's so beautiful. And honestly, this is expensive, but it smells expensive. And I can't say that for all expensive fragrances. Obviously, this isn't as expensive as BDK's, but BDK's is still pricey. But like I said, the performance isn't there. Where this one's pricey, but it smells pricey. It smells like bougie. You can smell the quality. And also, this performs so well. I love this for wintertime. Something about like that cardamom, that vanilla, something about this. It's like a winter vanilla. It is. It's like kind of spicy. It's kind of like warm and a little bit sweet, but it's not overly sweet. This isn't what I would describe as like a gourmand vanilla, but it's beautiful and it smells like quality. It smells amazing, and every single time I wear this, I get complimented. Every single time, by men and women, which says a lot because I feel like certain fragrances, either men compliment me more or women compliment me more, and that speaks on like the type of fragrance. But this one gets complimented from both men and women, so amazing. And then let's talk about a combo that I've been wearing. I picked this up recently when I went to London. This is Jo Malone Ginger Biscuit. Also, I posted a haul recently. If you didn't see it, be sure to check it out. I'll link it down below. But I posted that last weekend, and this was in there. So this is Ginger Biscuit by Jo Malone. Obviously, I wanted to get this because it's literally called Ginger Biscuit. I love ginger in fragrances, and I love sweet fragrances. This is sweet, but this is almost like I guess the ginger in this is like a fresh sweet. I think it's the ginger that keeps it from being like super like thick. It's definitely sweet and gourmand. It smells like literally like a snickerdoodle cookie. So it says Ginger Biscuit, but to me this kind of reminds me of a snickerdoodle with like nutmeg, ginger, cinnamon, and like that cookie feel, but without being too like thick and cloying. It's not. This is so good. But I've been wearing this actually with this one. This is called Bianco Latte by Giardini di Toscana. Did I butcher that? I'm sorry. This recently took over TikTok, and at one point it's like all I was seeing. So of course I was brainwashed, and oh my god, I cannot get this lid off. I struggle. Okay. I was like brainwashed and I had to get it because it was all that I was seeing. Am I gonna say it's like this life-changing scent, like everybody blew it up to be on TikTok? No, I don't find it to be life-changing, but if you like gourmands, if you like vanilla scents, lactonic, thick, then I feel like you would like this. This has honey, and honey to me, sometimes I don't like it because it could be too much. It could be cloying and give me a headache. But this is basically like a fluffy, lactonic vanilla scent. And I think the reason this is worth the hype, the only reason, the scent profile isn't necessarily like groundbreaking. It's not life-changing. It's not like unique and original. It's not. But I think the reason this deserves the hype is because it's a vanilla that projects and lasts. And if you wear vanilla scents, you know they don't always last the longest. You definitely usually have to reapply them. This one lasts and it projects. So for that reason alone, I feel like it's worth it. And I've been mixing these because this smells like cookies and this makes it a little bit more like thick and creamy. And together they are like gourmand heaven because this adds a tiny bit of like that spiciness to keep it from just being like a boring vanilla. Not that it's boring. It's not. It's just like, it's kind of linear. It's like it's basically like a thick, creamy, like vanilla ice cream type of scent. And this adds that like ginger, cardamom, like not cardamom, but you know what I mean? Like that little bit of spiciness. So like this gives it like a warm and spicy vibe to add to that like vanilla ice cream, which I love. I love them both on their own, but together I've been loving them. And I wore that the other day to work. I know. Who am I to wear that to work? But I did wear it to work because it was freezing. It was snowing that day and I was wearing a thick sweater kind of like this. And I wore this and I got so many compliments. So that could have gone either way because I'm technically not supposed to wear that. But anyways, and then let's talk this guy. This is Sugar Leather by Nuit Nomade. This is also pretty new to my collection. It was in the haul, like I said. But essentially, so this is called Sugar Leather, but if you don't like leather, I still feel like you would like it. I get the leather mostly in the beginning, but then as it dries down, the leather fades. It's way in the background. So I don't think leather is like the prominent note. This kind of reminds me of Angel Share, but it's not boozy. So basically this is like caramel, cinnamon, apple. This is like a baked apple pie with a tiny bit of leather. But the leather is not animalic. It's just like soft and velvety. The leather is more so in the opening though, and as it sits on my skin, that fades. And then I'm just left with like this caramel, cinnamon, apple baked pie. It's like delicious, and so I love that. And then with that said, obviously in my December rotation is Angel Share by Kilian. For the last few years on Christmas, this was my scent because since it came out, I've worn this every year for Christmas. I love this. You guys know I love this, and that's why I saw someone do a review of this and they said if you liked Angel Share, you would like it, and I agree. Actually, the Sugar Leather by Nuit Nomade, this is like a toned down version because it doesn't have the booziness. It's not as loud as Angel Share. So if you like the vibe of Angel Share, but maybe you felt like it was too much, maybe it was too sweet or boozy, because I know some people don't like boozy scents. I do. But if you don't, maybe try that one because it's in the same family. They're not the same, so I could definitely justify owning both because I think they're different enough to own both for sure. But if I had to pick one, it would be Angel Share because I like it being louder. I like the loudness of this. I like the booziness of this. This is like cinnamon, like a boozy cinnamon bun. And I am quite literally obsessed with this. This is so intoxicating. Again, I've worn it the last few years for Christmas, so of course it's in my December favorites. And I associate this with the holidays now because that's kind of when it was launched. That's when I got it. And I've worn it the last few years. So my scent memory that's attached to that is Christmas. And that's a favorite. Next up, This is Paulo Santo by, shit, Carner Barcelona, I think. It's not on here. It's not, oh yeah, it's on the lid. Carner Barcelona, Paulo Santo. So this, I was scared because I was scared it was gonna smell like the wood chips that you like light, kind of like incense, and it was gonna be too much. I like the smell of Palo Santo on its own, but I feel like if it was just that, it would give me a headache and I wouldn't like it, but it's not that. So it does, obviously that's a no. Like it does smell like Palo Santo, but it has this creaminess to it, which I freaking love. So it's like woody. Don't be scared by the opening of this. The opening of this is loud, but it settles down. But this is like woody, creamy. It almost smells a little boozy. So it's like boozy, woody, creamy. It has a sweetness to it, but it's not overly sweet. It's definitely not gourmand. I would say this is unisex, but feminine leaning. Some unisex fragrances are masculine leaning. This one, I feel, in my opinion, is more feminine leaning. And I love this. I was scared, but I love this. If you like Palo Santo as a note, and if you like kind of woody scents, I really like this. I feel like this is a perfect wintertime fragrance. And then if you want a little bit more sweetness, you could pair it with a vanilla. I've been wearing this with Kayali's Vanilla 28, and I really like that too. But I do really like it on its own. And the longer it sits on my skin, I feel like it gets a little creamier and a little sweeter. So I really like that one. And then last but not least, this is last, right? Last but not least is byredo's 11th Hour. I wore, last year I wore Angel Share on Christmas Eve and 11th Hour on Christmas Day because this one really just reminds me of Christmas. This gives like mulled wine, eggnog. This is the spiciest fragrance I own, but in like the best way, I want to say. I love this. It smells so good. It's spicy, but in like those baked aromatic spices type of way. It kind of reminds me of like mulled wine because I feel like I get a booziness in this too. I feel like maybe it's plum or something. I get something in me in this, like one of the fruity notes in this gives me like a booziness, but then it's also spicy, but then there's also this creaminess. So this gives me literally all the holiday feels. So byredo 11th Hour, I might wear this for Christmas. I don't know what I'm wearing for Christmas yet, but I might wear this because this to me, it kind of reminds me of like eggnog and mulled wine. How do those two go together? I don't know, but they do. And this is what this reminds me of. The spices in this, they're so good. They're so good, but then there's like a creaminess to balance it out. If you haven't tried this, I wouldn't say this is blind buy safe. I wouldn't say that. But if you can go in store and sniff this out, please sniff this out and tell me if you like this. Because I'm obsessed. And I feel like I don't hear too many people talk about this. But if you like sweet and spicy fragrances, because there is sweetness to this. It's sweet and spicy, but there is a lot of spiciness to this. So you have to like spicy fragrances. I'm quite literally addicted to this. But yeah, those are all my fragrances for December. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Check me out on my other socials. They're always linked down below. And please turn on that little notification bell so that you guys can get notified when I post new videos. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.